Constitution. They also resolved to extend the tenure of the purported national leadership of the group led by a man who is a source of confusion everywhere he goes, Mr. Lukwago. And lastly, they resolved to form a new political party. Fast forward, the purported National Delegates Conference, called by the former chairman, Ambassador Birigura, was ultra-vires and void as the convener, and with the ruling of Justice Esther Nambayo, which slapped a court order restraining the same Birigwa and Katonga adherents from organizing the so-called Extra Delegates Conference on the 19th of September, thus rendering any resolution of such a meeting a nullity. So it is our considered view and the view of court that whatever resolutions came thereafter this ruling, including the resolutions of the 19th August 2024, are a nullity and considered as merely a fallacy. It would be recalled that while the leadership in Najanangumbi organized leadership renewal as per the National Council chaired by Ambassador Birigwa on 28th July 2023, which resolved to conduct the elections from village to national level, our colleagues at Katonga went to court to challenge our National Delegates Conference. And by the way, the resolutions of 28th of July 2023 were signed by the same Waswa Birigwa, a man who is now known to be a climber of walls. He was the one who signed this. And you could be surprised to have seen him in Katonga posturing as a chairman of a National Delegates Conference. I think if there isn't simply some confusion in this gentleman's head that would require detailed examination, then there is something else that needs to be done. Justice Musa Sekana dismissed the petition and cleared the leadership of Najanangumbi to go on with the National Delegates Conference that took place in Padidar, Samoj, in Lukwago on 6th October 2023, which conference elected the current office bearers. After the conference, the newly elected leadership was filed with the Electoral Commission and was duly certified. Noteworthy is that the Justice Sekana ruling has not been challenged up to now. That means there was an adherence to this particular ruling, and yet our friends have continued to act in contempt of court. Just to demonstrate to you who are in charge of this party, I've already said, we are recognized by the regulator of political parties in this country. All pieces of correspondence regarding the FDC is made within ourselves and outside of the FDC by the duly elected and recognized Secretary General Nathan Nandala Mafabi James. We have continued to dispense our duties and responsibilities unchallenged. we fronted Dr. Rosemary Alwoch Ogwal as candidate for Dokolo by-election under the signature of Nandala Mafadi James. We also designated Honorable Yusuf Sibambi as party whip, now recognized by Parliament, replacing the renegade Honorable Ibrahim Semojo Nganda. And at this point, I would like the country to note that there were attempts by some misguided members of Parliament, including Francis Mujuke, who went and petitioned the Speaker of Parliament. The Right Honorable Speaker made a ruling, and in her ruling she said, I would like to advise that the National Delegates Conference do pronounce itself on this matter. And we did. Semuju had to move out of that office and give way, yield to the authority of Yusuf Sibambi, our new whip. We have continued to receive funds from the Electoral Commission, which funds are allocated to parties represented in Parliament in accordance with the law based on the proportion that is represented by every party in the House. We have utilized these funds immediately and efficiently and filed accountability returns to the regulator of political parties. We have also answered audit queries. The Electoral Commission has not been to Katonga to issue statements of the Auditor General. The Electoral Commission has not been to Katonga to ask for accountability of any funds. The Electoral Commission has not been to Katonga to ask them to file a list of leaders that are duly elected. In fact, our friends wandered into the banks in this country, wanting to take control over the accounts of the FDC. They were told by the bank authorities they do not know them. And so our leaders here who are authorized continue to transact under the signature of the Secretary General and that of the Treasurer General of all accounts that belong to the FDC. And this is in accordance with the Political Parties and Organizations Act 2005. We have never had any objection to our operations. As political parties, we continue to operate official business of the party from plot 1164 Entebbe Road in Kampala, commonly known as Najana Nkumbi, where we are here now. Those guys who have behaved like thugs cannot come here to conduct any business. This is the official seat of the FDC, with the authorized officials sitting here. Lukwago cannot come and sit in my office. He comes to sit here as who? He can't. And you know, if he thinks he's the president of the party, let him dare come here tomorrow. So with respect to winding up our political party, the only legitimate body that is authorized to engage in the process of dissolving the party, as per Article 36 of the party constitution, is the leadership at Najana Nkumbi. And we give respect and honor to our party chairman, who is not Waswa Birigwa, but the Honorable Jack Sabiti. So our colleagues at Katonga have no locus. of dissolving the party, they don't have control over anything in the party. They can only continue in clownish posturing that we see written everywhere in whatever they do. And it's really very surprising that the man that is even made to read the resolutions, Elias Lukwago, to dissolve this party, does not know where we came from. He has no clue whatsoever what it took to form this party, to maintain it above political water. He has no clue whatsoever about the pain that we have endured in sustaining this party. And he comes here making fun about the funeral of the FDC. It is extremely painful for us that Lukwago, who has put nothing, absolutely nothing, to this party, is the person who would want to bury this party. And I want to invite our members listening to us in this country and all over the world to look at this critically and to analyze the intention of Lukwago, who has been running from party to party, killing these political organizations. This is also an opportunity for me to reach out to our friends who would like to associate with this kind of group, that they do that at the risk of their political extinction. The other day I heard Dr. Besigye inviting political organizations to work with them so that they may do the same thing that they are trying to do with the FDC. This is a warning I am sounding especially to Luchamus, whose party I understand our friends are going towards. He must be aware of killers of political parties, including Lukwago and Semuju. Concerning our colleagues' resolution to form a new political party as per their constitution, we in the leadership of the FDC have no objection with this kind of, and they will not be the first group to start a new party from the FDC fold. The country will appreciate that in 2010, the Honorable Betty Olive Nabisango Kamea Turuomwe, having disagreed with Dr. Kizza Besigye, the Dr. Kizza Besigye administration, broke away from the FDC and formed the Uganda Federal Alliance. She didn't quarrel while living. She didn't set conditions while living. Betty Olive Kamea was a founder member of the FDC. We sat with her at Bonita, even while Dr. Besigye was out of the country in exile, to form the FDC and to endorse Dr. Kizza Besigye as our first president. But she walked out of the FDC. She expressed her issues and went away in peace. Similarly, in 2019, our immediate former party president, Major retired Major General retired Gregory Mugisha Muntu formed the Alliance for National Transformation. Muntu is such a decent man. He came to Najanankumbi to hand over office to me. He later came to Najanankumbi in my office to inform me that he was carrying out a countrywide consultation. We kept talking to each other in the hope that, Muntu and the team that wanted to depart at the time would stay within the fold. He told me there were irreconcilable differences that probably I didn't know about, and it was time for him to leave. He left in peace. And so my expectation from our friends from Katonga would have been for them to do whatever they would have loved to do, including countrywide consultations that they did, and took a decision to live in peace. It is therefore ridiculous that Dr. Kizza Besigye and his team would find it convenient to kill the FDC first before forming another organization. And that is an indictment on them. The Katonga purported National Delegates Conference resolved to extend their term, their so-called interim leadership, led by one Elias Lukwago. We want to observe that in our party constitution, there is no provision for interim leadership. It is ridiculous, foolery, clownish, ultra-vires to assign anybody such a position. We shall treat their resolutions with the contempt that they deserve. We would like to diagnose the underlying problems as follows. Generally, the situation that has happened in Katonga is similar to a neighbor coming to take a decision in a house he doesn't own. Just like attempting to sell land or property he doesn't own. We have been treated to Tikula politics by our colleagues in Katonga, which group has been run as a cult. These are fun makers, comedians, who even really talk knowing that the law is not with them. I even wonder which law school Lukwago actually went to. I think the law council needs to question, the integrity of the qualifications of Lukwago. I have seen him trying to argue cases, but you see a man who exercises politics in court, and he thought he would do that with us here. They thought they would come here